I was racing this Valkyrie showcase, and quite honestly, this thing seems to summarize all the major problems I have with Forza 8, except for the fact that I can't get my old decals. Let's talk about this thing and why it illustrates this game's issues. The Aston Martin Valkyrie is an incredible machine in real life. It is a normally aspirated engine that's pushing out 1,000 horsepower, with an additional 160 horsepower available from the Cur's regen boost system. The car is fast and expensive and loud and uncomfortable. Not that I've been in one, but it's just logic. It's a hot car, and we should see one in the hypercar class in the FIA WEC starting in 2025. I'm excited for that, and I was excited to see it in Forza 8. Unfortunately, as soon as I started my first practice session with it, I started noticing a lot of oddities. Some of these oddities, glitches, bugs, etc., are totally available on other cars because they're problems with the game, not with the Valkyrie. For instance, in several practice sessions, the AI took the car off-road before I took over, and then gave me control with the car not in the right spot, and sometimes not going in the right direction. I've had that happen with other cars as well. In fact, my old AMC Javelin went straight off the Laguna Seca corkscrew and T-boned the wall. The Valkyrie also seems to handle inconsistently. It is a dream to drive at times, but then at others it's like driving on ice. It just depends. I'm not the best driver, so partly it is certainly me, but it just doesn't seem to handle as consistently as I've grown used to in other cars in the game. Maybe the real Valkyrie handles that way. I don't know. It gets really funny, however, when you start looking at stats. First and foremost, you'll see you always have 5% fuel by default. That's because this thing is a perpetual motion machine. My first instinct was that maybe the devs thought this thing was full electric and had a massive battery, and they did that intentionally. Except, they left in internal combustion engine noises and exhaust, which the real car would have. And the real car has a 1,000 horsepower internal combustion engine. So this is more likely just a bug in the efficiency, and the devs/testers never bothered to notice or fix it. And just to ensure nobody thinks I'm making this stuff up, power takes fuel. You can do a lot of things to make more power more efficiently, but there's only so much you can do with given technology. This is a very simplified scenario, but with gasoline, you'd be doing good to make 1,000 horsepower, burning 500 pounds of fuel per hour, or about 80 gallons per hour. This means that if you made a constant 1,000 horsepower at the Le Mans 24-hour race, you'd be using over 1,900 gallons total. Now, they're not always making that much power, so they aren't burning that much, but going 200 plus laps around Hockenheim on 5% fuel is not even close to a realistic scenario. You can't make power for nothing. There's only so much energy stored in fuel, and you can't get energy out of fuel that doesn't exist in it in the first place. And you also have power loss in heat and friction throughout the system. So 5% fuel is not realistic, and getting 4,000 plus laps on a full tank is not realistic. Similarly, when one tries to tune the car, if you look at the quarter mile time, you'll see that it says over 17 seconds. Right. Most sources that I've seen show a quarter mile time for this car being between 6 and 7 seconds, which is really, really fast. The game also can't seem to calculate braking distance and other important stats. Good luck tuning this car. The game has no idea what is going on with this thing, and that's bad code. The same thing happens frequently when the game attempts to predict your placing based on difficulty and starting position. At one point, the game told me that I'd place 4th or lower, given a certain starting position, and then I had to restart the race because the AI drivers spun me out, so I set it up again, and for the same placing, it told me I would place 1st. For every race after that one, the game couldn't make any prediction at all about my placing. It just leaves it blank. Again, this game has no idea what's going on with this car. Then on top of that, we still have normal issues of bad AI spinning players out and parking on the apex, and basically just having no idea how to drive properly. That's not the Valkyrie's problem, that's Forza's problem. So to summarize all of this, I'm not trying to bash the entire game, and the game does have some good aspects, but this particular car reminded me of all the things I dislike about this game. I hope it makes sense, and I hope that this illustrates some of the issues the devs need to fix, although it doesn't really cover the fact that they need to allow me to download and use my old vinyls and decals. Come on devs, make it better. Thank you for watching. Happy driving.